What does it really mean to live on your own terms? In a world filled with expectations, societal pressures, and constant distractions, how do we find the courage to live authentically and freely? Osho's book, Living on Your Own Terms, offers profound answers to these questions. Through his unique philosophy, Osho invites us to break free from the chains of conformity, to embrace the present, and to live life fearlessly, guided only by our inner truth. In today's video, I'm going to share the key lessons this book has taught me about living authentically, along with my favorite quotes and practical examples of how these insights can transform your life. Whether you're seeking personal freedom, clarity, or a deeper connection with yourself, Osho's words will inspire you to take the leap and start living on your own terms. Lesson 1. Authenticity over conformity. Osho emphasizes the importance of being true to yourself, shedding the masks imposed by society and living authentically. Example: imagine a young professional who follows the traditional path of getting a corporate job because it's what society, family, or culture expects. Deep down, they feel passionate about art or music, but they suppress it because it doesn't align with societal standards of success. Osho's teaching suggests that this person will never find true contentment unless they start living authentically. By following their passion for music or art, they break free from the prison of societal expectations and start living a life that is genuinely theirs. Lesson 2. Freedom through awareness. Osho believes that true freedom is not external, like changing your circumstances or environment. It comes from being aware of yourself, your thoughts, feelings, and the way you react to life. Example: consider someone who is constantly overwhelmed by anxiety about their future. They believe that moving to a new city or changing jobs will solve their problems. But after every external change, they find themselves back in the same anxious mindset. Osho's lesson would suggest that the problem is not the external world, but the lack of internal awareness. If this person takes time to understand the root of their anxiety, maybe it's fear of failure or societal pressure, they can begin to deal with it from the inside. Through awareness, they can gain freedom from the mental patterns that hold them back, regardless of their external situation. Lesson 3. Living in the present. Osho teaches that most people live either in the past, clinging to memories, or in the future, worrying about what might happen. He urges us to live fully in the present, because that's where true life happens. Example: a person might spend their days at work, constantly reminiscing about their college years when they were happier and more carefree. They may also worry about whether they will ever achieve their long-term career goals. Because of this, they rarely enjoy what they are doing in the present moment. Following Osho's philosophy, this person would focus on living in the present, finding meaning and joy in their current work, savoring each moment as it comes. By practicing mindfulness, they can stop dwelling on the past or fearing the future, and instead, experience life fully in the here and now. Lesson 4. Courage to be yourself. Osho talks about how living on your own terms requires courage. It takes bravery to break away from the crowd, think for yourself, and live in a way that reflects your true desires, not just what's expected. Example: consider an individual who feels pressured by their family to marry and settle down by a certain age. Even though they don't feel ready, they go along with it because it's expected. Deep down, they want to travel, explore the world, and grow as a person before taking that step. Osho's message would be: it takes courage to say no, to delay the traditional path and follow your own desires. This person, by choosing to travel first and marry when they feel it's right for them, demonstrates the courage to live life authentically. They might face criticism from others, but they will be living on their own terms. Lesson 5. Embracing impermanence. Osho encourages people to embrace the impermanence of life, understanding that change is the only constant. Instead of resisting change, we should flow with it, adapting and growing. Example: imagine someone who is deeply attached to their current job and identity, fearing that any change in their career might lead to loss of status or comfort. They try to hold on to the position, even when they're no longer passionate about it. Osho would suggest that this person accept the impermanence of life. If they flow with the change, whether it means changing jobs, moving to a different city, or trying something new, they'll grow through the experience. Resisting change only creates suffering, while embracing it leads to freedom and personal growth. Lesson 6. Letting go of fear. Osho believes fear is one of the biggest obstacles to living freely. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, all of these fears keep people from living life fully. He encourages us to face these fears and let go of them. Example: a person might have a dream of starting their own business, but the fear of failure holds them back. They worry about what will happen if they don't succeed, financially, socially, and personally. Osho's lesson teaches that fear is just an illusion created by the mind. By facing this fear head-on, accepting the possibility of failure, and moving forward anyway, the person can break free from its grip and pursue their true passion. In doing so, they experience a sense of liberation that comes from no longer being controlled by fear. Living on Your Own Terms is more than just a book. It's a guide to awakening the freedom and authenticity that lie dormant within us. Osho challenges us to break free from societal conditioning, live in the present, and embrace our true selves without fear or hesitation. Through his teachings, we learn that real freedom doesn't come from external changes, but from awareness, courage, and self-realization. Osho famous quotes. 1. Don't seek, don't search, don't ask, don't knock, don't demand, relax. If you relax, it comes. If you relax, it is there. If you relax, you start vibrating with it. This quote emphasizes the idea that most of life's answers are already within us, but we're too busy searching outwardly to realize it. Osho suggests that instead of constantly striving and seeking, we should relax and be present. When we let go of the anxious need to control and demand, we become more in tune with life's natural flow, and things often come to us effortlessly. Takeaway. If we stop forcing things to happen and trust the process, we align with life, and everything we need comes naturally. 2. To be creative means to be in love with life. You can be creative only if you love life enough that you want to enhance its beauty. You want to bring a little more music to it, a little more poetry to it, a little more dance to it. Osho believes that true creativity arises when we fall in love with life itself. It's not just about creating art, music, or poetry in the conventional sense. It's about living life with passion and joy. When you are in love with life, everything you do, whether it's your work, relationships, or hobbies, becomes an act of creativity. To live creatively means to appreciate and enhance the beauty around you, finding inspiration in everyday life and contributing to the world in meaningful ways. 3. The greatest fear in the world is the opinion of others. And the moment you are unafraid of the crowd, you are no longer a sheep. You become a lion. A great roar arises in your heart, the roar of freedom. This quote reflects one of Osho's core teachings: freedom from the fear of judgment. So many of our decisions are shaped by what others think or expect from us, and this limits our ability to live authentically. Osho compares this to being a sheep, blindly following the crowd. But once you stop fearing the opinions of others, you transform into a lion, bold, confident, and free. The moment we stop being controlled by others' opinions is when we experience true freedom. Living on your own terms means living boldly, without the constraints of societal expectations. 4. Life begins where fear ends. Fear holds us back from fully experiencing life. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown, it keeps us from pursuing our true desires and passions. Osho's message here is clear. Only by letting go of fear can we truly begin to live. Once we move past our fears, we open ourselves up to all the possibilities life has to offer. Conquering fear is the key to unlocking a fulfilling, adventurous, and meaningful life. By embracing courage, we can step into our true potential. 5. The real question is not whether life exists after death. The real question is whether you are alive before death. Osho is challenging us to reflect on how fully we are living in the present moment. Many people get caught up worrying about what happens after they die, but Osho shifts the focus to whether we are truly living before that time comes. Are we alive in spirit, engaging with life, or merely going through the motions? The quality of life is not measured by its length, but by how deeply we engage with it. Osho reminds us to focus on making the most of the life we are living right now. This book taught me that living authentically means living fearlessly, free from the expectations of others, and fully in alignment with who I truly am. It's not an easy path, but it's a rewarding one. If you've ever felt trapped by the weight of others' expectations or disconnected from your own desires, this book is a call to reclaim your life. At the end of the day, Osho's message is simple. The only way to truly live is to live on your own terms. And that's a lesson that can change your life forever.